you perfect. Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, thank you for receiving.
Oh, where are you at?
I'm at my office, my living room.
In what country?
France.
In
Yeah.
France.
Yeah.
And are you coming to the States soon for the CrossFit Games?
Yeah, I come next week with two of my athletes who are coming for the adaptive CrossFit Games. So we fly on Saturday and we stay in Dallas and San Antonio for 10 days.
That's awesome. Hey, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Congratulations to them.
Yeah.
I'm just here to support them.
Do you own a CrossFit gym?
No. I coach in CrossFit gym. I started coaching like 9 years ago, but I never had a chance to start my gym. So it's in the book, but not yet. Maybe next year or the year after.
God, I can't believe how good your connection is. Your connection is great.
Yeah, in France actually we have a really good internet connection, so it's really good for that.
Yeah, you're crisp. And what's the name of the gym, Ben?
It's CrossFit Pont Jumeau. It's like a twin bridge, if I translate in English. It's
Pont
Jumeau.
Pont
Jumeau.
Jumeau.
Pont is like bridge, and Jumeau is like twins. Like it's a place in the city where there's two bridges connected. So the name of the neighborhood.
And how long have you been at that gym?
And it's going to be 1 year. And previously I coached for 7 years in another gym. So I actually left the previous gym because I had the plan to open my own gym, and the project was put aside for a few years. I guess maybe next year or the year after I will try to open my gym.
Hey, how is CrossFit doing in France? Is it? I know a couple of years ago it was having a pretty explosive growth.
Oh yeah, it's still growing pretty fast. Like there's a lot of new gym every month in the neighborhood in the area. But I'm not sure if it's slowing down compared to 2018-19, but it's still growing really, really fast. Like,
and how did you find it? Do you remember how you found it?
Oh yeah, I found CrossFit thanks to the 300, the movie. So like I bought the DVDs. I was like the scenes from training from the actors. So there was like a famous workout called 300. And just at the time, there was like a gym who was opening a CrossFit gym in Toulouse. So like the third gym in France. So I went to the gym, started CrossFit, and enjoyed it.
Hey, and what did you do before CrossFit? What was your discipline?
Like in sport?
Yes.
Or in life? Yeah, so...
in sport, kind of just anything you did physically. Like what did your physical activity look like?
Yeah, I grew up playing tennis and doing karate. That's my two main sports. But I played like every sport. I played football. I mean soccer. I played rugby. I played badminton. I'm not sure the name. Like I've been in athletics also. Like I've been like surfing also because I grew up near the shore in France, on our west coast. So I did like everything, like almost every sport possible growing up. But the two main sports were tennis and karate.
So you crazy active your whole life?
Yeah. But my father was a PE teacher, so he kind of sent me inside sport when I was already young.
And then and then when you see the movie Spartan 300, and you're like, okay, what did they do to train for that?
True. Yeah, because
they
were like it was like completely mind blowing because compared to other actors, other movies, it was really, really crazy to see them shredded. It was big. It was like warriors. So it was like pretty impressive to see that. So I wanted to know what they were doing.
Hey, had you ever looked that up before? Had you ever seen a movie before or seen someone's body and been like, I wonder what they did for their training? Or was that the first time?
Maybe like in the 90s, there was a lot of movies with Stallone and Arnold. And maybe also like in the 200, Troy, I think the name in English, with Brad Pitt was really, really nice physique in the movie. That's maybe the only movie I remember. And Fight Club, obviously, with still Brad Pitt.
Hey, do you know what Brad Pitt did for Troy? Did he just go to a personal trainer?
No, I was not training myself at the time, so I was not really much interested in training and physical preparation. So I did not look into it. But when I watched 300, I was already training in the gym, like in Global Gym. So the kind of what made me look into it more.
Did you, when you were playing all these sports, and God, you played them all,
Mhm.
were you just doing the traditional workout? How old are you?
I'm 37.
Were you just doing all the traditional workouts that we all used to do in the gym, where the back and buys, and the tries, and then did you separate it like every other day? And
Yeah, like the traditional body part. One
yeah,
day, one body part. Yeah, it's like, which is pretty funny because if you look into physical preparation and training, it's like more advanced training protocols that you should use. Because when you are a beginner, you should do more full body resistance training. So it's pretty funny that most beginners, they start with a more advanced training program. So it's not really suited for them, and so on. But that's what we see big people do. So we want to do the same because we think what they are doing now is what is going to work for us, but that's not how they started usually.
I got lost there a little bit. Explain that to me again.
Yeah, I mean, when you start training,
Uh-huh.
you should not do body part training. You should not do Monday pecs, lats on the Tuesday, legs on Wednesday. You should do every muscle group every day. So because you are not able yet to fatigue the muscles too much, so you can only work one part one day. So you have to fatigue them a little bit one day, and another a little bit the other day, and a little bit the following day. So
Hey,
that's like a training principle that you can use as a coach.
and that would explain why, for other reasons also, but why it's good. People say, hey, kids should be doing sports,
Yeah.
playing tons of different sports. Not necessarily that working out is bad for kids, but like they villainized. I'm not suggesting that, but have your kids play a ton of different sports and slowly introduce maybe more
Mm.
specific group training. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because they are going to learn a lot of movement patterns with different sports that are going to transfer later in their life on other sports or just in life. Like it's really
Right.
good for kids to experience as many sports as possible, and also to find what they like, because there are a lot of like myself, for example, I played tennis a lot because it was my father's sport, but not because I liked it. So it's nice when you have kids to let them try every sport, not only the one that you practice yourself, but just to let them experience and choose what they want to do.
Did you see the lady I had on yesterday by any chance?
Yeah, the one in the wheelchair, is
Yeah,
it?
the one she didn't have
Yeah,
arms
with
to do it.
a daughter who is in the gym with her. Yeah, yeah.
You know what was crazy? I don't know if you saw the pictures of her, but her core was crazy.
Mm.
She's just shredded, and it kind of reminds me of what you're saying now about doing different things. Uh, rope climbs, muscle ups, pull ups, all of those movements that we think that are for our arms or our back.
Mm.
Man, she's a testament to what they do for your core.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, like the pegboard, if you don't use your legs, is the most insane core workout you could ever have. You don't even know it's happening till the next day, and your core's broken, and you're like, "What happened?" And you're like, "Well, you did pegboard without your legs." And so, and
I
and
get
and,
you.
and I'm just kind of like tying that in, like have your kids play lots of different sports. The whole entire body will get worked out before you start having them do sit ups and toes to bar and all that stuff.
Yeah, true. Mm. And it's funny because when I started CrossFit, like it was 2012, there was no one in France, especially, who started CrossFit young. It was only people who were adults,
Uh
maybe,
huh. Hmm.
or teenagers, and we all had our different backgrounds in sports. And it was funny to see which sports translate well in CrossFit. So, for example, judo is really nice, a really nice sport. There is a lot of good CrossFitters who come from judo. Rugby also for mental toughness. All these different sports bring different qualities for CrossFit. So.
Why do you think judo? It's such a short time domain, isn't it?
Yeah, but there is a lot of short time domain in CrossFit also.
Yeah.
Plus, you have a lot of grip work, a lot of core work. So yeah, don't know, but maybe grip is like a good indicator of overall strength. So if you get good in judo, maybe you're going to be greater in other sports.
I mean, the proof is Yellow Hosta, and he seems to have no problem with endurance.
Yeah, true.
Right? I mean, he's good in the short time domain and the long. And then, of course, we've talked about it endlessly on this show, but soccer, football. From the beginning, we saw, hey, you could take someone like Miko Salo with a giant engine, give him some.
Miko is from soccer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was his whole thing. Soccer. He wanted to play at the highest level. I think he got close to the highest level. If not, if didn't, maybe he did play a year or two pro.
Okay.
And then
I know that BKG was from soccer also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think, this is totally off subject, but do you think that people's engines are the most, how people will say, well, genetics plays a huge role if you're going to be the best of the best. Do you think that, but I don't hear very many people talk about the engine. And recently I was hearing someone say, like, the most important genetic quality you can have is your ability to take in oxygen and utilize.
Yeah, it's genetic actually. And if I'm not saying something wrong, I think it comes from your mother. Like it's like the mitochondria comes from the mother, and it's like the factory who is building energy from oxygen in your body. So it's like totally genetic at the beginning. But you can train for it, of course. But there's a lot of luck involved in your endurance capabilities, I think.
So it makes sense. You take a young man or a young woman who's still going through a ton of adaptation, a 19-year-old, but they have a massive engine. You can just look at them and be like, okay, you're going to be I can make you into a good CrossFitter.
True. Yeah. But there are also other key performance indicators for young people who are going to perform, because genetics is a part, but you have also mindset, which is, in my opinion, really, really important. So you can have all the gifts from genetics. If in between the ears it's not really, really strong, you're not going to make anything in the sport, especially in a sport like CrossFit, which is like a sport of suffering. Because like you can classify sports, so it's like game sports, you play soccer, you play tennis. There's also suffering sports like triathlon, running, CrossFit, where you don't play CrossFit, you don't play triathlon. You just suffer, and you have to learn and be able to push through the pain and to be a great athlete. So if you don't have like mental toughness and all these abilities, it's going to be complicated, even if you are like really, really gifted.
Hey, it's funny. I never thought of categorizing sports like that. Like,
there's also like sports of self-expression, like dancing. There's also sports of, I think, like all the surfing, skiing are more sensation sports. Like it's you can, I think, classify them like that and give you like good understanding of what qualities are going to be required in the sport to perform.
Or even God, I had a really good example, but some sports, the mental fortitude isn't so much the suffering, but like chess or pool, or it's just like, hey, it's like, mental fatigue. Like, hey, can you stay in it? And tennis is, and then obviously there's the blend. Tennis is a crazy one because fatigue. Then of course there's the super steep learning curve of technique.
Yeah, a lot of technique, but there's also a lot of mental
toughness, because you're never out of. I remember the tennis coach telling my kid, "You're never out of the game in tennis. It's not like basketball or soccer, or there's no clock. So if you're on the court, you can still win." And I'm like, "Holy shit, that kind of pressure is insane."
Yeah, and you have to go get your win in tennis. It's like a famous quote from a previous tennis player said, like, I think it's a French tennis player who said, the one who is winning in tennis is the one who wants it the most. So even if you are behind on score, if you really, really want to win, you always have your chance.
My kid's tennis coach has often equated it to fighting. It's like, hey, dude, you're fighting that guy.
Oh yeah,
you are fighting him.
And yeah, I recently started tennis. I stopped tennis for like 12 years, I think. And I started again like this summer. And like when I'm on the court with an opponent, I'm like, I hate him. Like I just don't want to laugh with him when we switch sides. I don't want to be friend with him until the end of the game, because if you do start to like him, it's going to be complicated, to be really a killer on the court and win the game.
because you're bringing fighting's like that too. Like there's guys who just bring the fight to you, and I guess in tennis players, it's kind of a weird. I guess it's like fighting too, because you're either bringing it to them, but then there's times where you have to like back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you're not attacking, if attacking isn't your goal, you'll be on the defense the whole time, and
you rely on the opponent making mistakes, and it's really, really exhaustive if you can't win easy points. Yeah, it's like long games.
So when you got into CrossFit, did you want to compete?
Yeah. When I first saw the movie 300, then I started looking on internet, and I fell on like CrossFit games and all the information. And when I saw like this as an opportunity to have fitness as a sport, it was really mind-blowing for me. It was like really what I was waiting. So I was training like in gym for 5 years already. So it was really, I was not doing any other sports at the time for a few years. So I really liked the opportunity to use fitness as a sport, and that's why I really wanted to compete right away.
And did you ever compete? Where did you compete?
Like in local competition, some bigger competition, national and European, but not so much higher level.
And then did you ever go teams? Did you do teams or just all individual?
Actually, now there's almost only team competition in France. I don't know in the US, but there is like 99% of competition are team competition, because for the event organizer, it's more lucrative. You can make people pay higher because there are more people on the floor at the same time. So for money reasons, individual don't bring as much cash as team. So there's almost only team competition now.
And then
which is a shame, because when we watch CrossFit games, like you always say on the show, we watch individual, we don't watch much team, so that it does not bring so much interest. But there's also like we said, it's a sport of suffering, so it's easier for people to go into competition because they are in a team. They are not going to suffer alone. So in the mindset, it's easier to sell tickets and sell a place for this kind of competition.
And I guess if you have 4 people on the team, then you have 4 moms, 4 husbands or wives.
Also, more dads, people who are coming to watch the stage
to support the athletes. And then so Ben, you're doing it, and how long before you take your level 1? Before you think how long?
2 years. I got my level 1 in 2014. So 2 years after starting CrossFit.
And did you learn anything in there? You've been playing sports your whole life. When you took your level 1, was there anything that you took away from it?
Oh yeah, I was not a coach yet. Like in France, if you want to coach people, you can't just coach with the level 1. You have to study like for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, like in the French system. And only now you can open a gym, you can coach people. And if you want to coach CrossFit, obviously you go to the level 1. But at that time, I was not yet a coach. I was still working in IT, and so I got my level 1. So I learned a lot of things, of course. And then after, I decided to change my career and go from IT to coaching. So that's where I learned other stuff after.
So, like in the United States, if you want to cut someone's hair, we have a regulatory body. They make you go through a certain program before you can cut someone's hair. Or if you want to be a plumber, I think before you can like be a certified plumber. So it's regulated by the government. We don't have that with fitness in the United States, but you're saying in France you do have that.
Yeah,
in the United States.
True.
Could you just go to the park and train people? And charge them?
I mean, no, that's right. You can train people, but you cannot charge them if you have not, if you don't have like a degree or something. But you can train them for free, like I don't know.
I understand. So if you want to be who is that regulatory body? Do you know who it is in France? The name of them?
It's a sports ministry, like I don't know, like it's like the governing body is the sports ministry, and you have to play by the rules. So you don't have any choice. You can't open a gym. You can't get insurance for your facility if you don't have coach. You have like a lot of mandatory information to have in your gym from the coaches.
Hey, are they captured? So like we have a organization here in the United States. It's called the FDA, like the Food and Drug Administration. And in our country, they've been captured, meaning they don't the
Yeah, I know what you
big
mean.
food company owns them. They get 50% of their money from, Coca-Cola and Pfizer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's not, we don't respect them. We just know they've been captured.
I'm
Is the
not sure they
sport
are not captured in France, but they are
no.
like 50 years behind. Like what
Okay.
you learned is really, really not the reality on the field. So you have to make your own research. You have to learn your own thing. You have to pass new certifications. Even though you have studied for a few years in France, you don't get much out of it. Like for example, my certification, I mean my degree, I only learned stuff about bodybuilding and machines. Although I was working as an internship in CrossFit, so it's not really what I was looking to learn, but it's still information. So
Is there any crazy stuff like 30 years before Greg came along and brought us CrossFit, there were things in this country that were taboo, like squatting below parallel.
oh yeah, yeah. I
Low
almost
carb diet was like he was kicked out of gyms for telling people to stop eating pasta and sugar, and that was only 30 years ago. Is there any crazy stuff like that in France too that they tell you
uh,
not to do, and you're like,
when I started my degree, I
uh-huh.
almost got denied because when I was, there are tests at the beginning because before you go to the school, you have to
Okay,
pass a physical test. So you have to do like maybe 15 squat at 80% body weight. I don't, so I'm not sure of the weight, but anyway. So I start my first set, and my knees are tracking in front of my foot. So the lady is like, no, no, it's dangerous. You can't do that. You're gonna hurt yourself. So I'm just laughing at her because it's like it's something you were telling people 20 years ago, and you know for sure now that it's not damaging your knees to squat with knees in front, going in front. So that's something they are still teaching, which
right.
we know for sure since like maybe 25 years. It's stupid.
Okay, well, good. That makes me feel good. You guys got fucked up shit there too. Thank
Yeah, yeah.
you. Misery loves company. Okay, and then so you're doing this. You had a great dad, kept you
Mhm.
physical, played a lot of sports, crazy wide range of sports. You ever run a marathon?
No, never.
No, good. Me
No.
neither. A half marathon?
No,
No,
10K.
no. Okay, okay. So you really are a sports guy.
Yeah,
Like yours were like sports,
yeah. I like to play sports. Yeah, true.
and you're a competition guy.
Yeah, in everything. Like, I mean, not in everything, but everything that I like or I really care about. So I mean, I don't care losing at a chess game or something like a card game. But when it's something I'm training for, I'm really competitive. Like, I don't really like losing in CrossFit or sometimes in some video games when I play video games because I'm spending a lot of time on it, and so I obviously want to be the best I can with it.
And then you come across CrossFit, and you jumped in, you fully embraced it. Within 2 years, you
Yeah.
took your level one.
Yeah, I changed career. I was working like a software engineer in IT in Toulouse, and I quit my job, get my degree as a trainer. Then I get my level one. Then I start coaching in CrossFit gym since 2015. So
And then tell me about the reason why you popped on my radar is the CrossFit Games are happening in San Antonio on September
yeah.
19th through 22nd. Once again, at the helm of this great event is going to be Kevin Ogart.
Mm-mm.
Been around since the dinosaurs. A great guy, everyone loves him. Going to put on a world-class event with a crazy amount of divisions. What a complex event.
So I actually remember when he has his accident when he was
You
his
do?
snatch barbell. Yeah, I was already watching CrossFit. I remember like I think it was 2014, just before the Open that happened, and it was really crazy at the time. It was like the big new because he was really great athlete with nice potential in the sport, and he got his accident. So
Yeah, and you know what? The interesting parallels between him and Lazar Jukic is
Yeah.
Kevin. They both had great personalities, very warm and approachable, chopped it up, real men. You know, you could joke with them, you could poke at them, they would poke back. They're very similar characters, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're you come in, you want to compete, and then you take your level 1, and then did you have the coaching bug before then? Before you took your level
Yeah.
1, or did the level 1 make
Yeah. I think I with my both my parents are teachers, so I
Mm.
think that's something I have inside me, like to share knowledge and try to help other people maybe progress in whatever I'm trying to help them. So I think it's something I have in me, and yeah, I was already coaching, doing stupid things with some of my friends in CrossFit before I got my level 1 and my training certification, but. Yeah, I think that's something that always was inside me.
And now you're taking two athletes to the adaptive games. What are do they both have the same? Are they in the same divisions?
No, this one is upper extremity. Like he has only one arm, so he has like a 2 point of contact. The other one is intellectual disability.
Okay, is that the same as neurological?
No,
No,
it's more
different.
like dyslexia and all this kind of problems.
Oh, I didn't even know that there was a category like that.
Mm.
How does that affect movement?
Um, I mean, he has some trouble in movement patterns, So, for example, when they are doing wall walks, it's hard for them to process the movement, like moving body parts in the space. So it's more like complex movements can get complicated for them, but they can still do great things when they train. So
How do you this might not be your area of expertise, but how do you prove you have that? Like, could I sneak in to that division?
maybe you can try, but I think you have to send like something from a doctor, a letter, and proof that you have this condition. But I know that a few years ago there was some problem with people getting to the games, which were not really disabled. I think
Like, right,
so.
or they didn't meet the criteria. They weren't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they changed the criteria from one year to another. So some
yeah,
people were denied access, like in last year, but they
yeah.
were authorized the year before. So
God, what a crazy challenging position Kevin and the team are in, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I mean, what a weird thing to tell someone, but it could be true. But like, hey, sorry, you're not adaptive enough. Go
Not
over there.
enough.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and some people must get so offended by that. What are you talking about? I'm fucking dumb.
Yeah,
God, I mean, what a
I don't want
challenge.
to be normal.
That what a challenge. But if they saw me read on this show, sometimes my reading just turns into a gobbledygook. So I have trouble with reading. I didn't even know that till I started the show. What a horrible place to find out you have a reading problem live on the
Yeah.
air. Okay, so tell me about your first experience with an adaptive athlete.
Yeah, so I
How you
coached
got in there? Yeah.
two of them. So one, Alexis, which is a guy, went to the CrossFit Games 2 years ago in 2022, and he qualified again in 2023. So I started coaching him last year, like 6 months, 4 months before the CrossFit Games. So he went the first year alone without a coach. So the experience was not really great. He didn't know really what to do on site. So he felt kind of alone, and he really felt the need to get someone to help him achieve his goal. Was to get on the podium. So he
Did you know
finished.
the guy? Was he at your gym
Yeah,
already?
yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a friend. I met him when he started CrossFit back in 2016. So he was coming at the gym with some of my friends, and so I met him there. So I always knew him, but I never coached him before.
Had you
And
ever
so, yeah, go.
Before we go here, can you tell me the first time you coached an adaptive athlete? Like the first time someone came in like with a foot missing or a leg missing or something, and you were like, and they were like, hey Ben, coach that guy.
I think he is the first one
He is the
I
first
coached.
one.
Yeah, in the gyms I've not coached much adaptive athlete in the gym, like in group class. I mean,
Is that guy? What did you say his name is? Alexis.
Alexis, yeah,
Is he the extremity or the intellectual?
the extremity.
Extremity. Okay, sorry. Okay,
Yeah,
go on. Okay, so he
yeah,
he was looking for a coach.
yeah. He was looking for a coach. So we were chatting like at the Open last year, at the 2023 Open, and so last year there was no semifinals, so they qualified to the games through the Open. So right after the Open, he knew that he was going to the games because he was top 2 or 3 in the world. So we started working together to get him as prepared as possible for the games. Right after the Open, like maybe in April, I think. So we had like a good preparation, and I came to the games with him to help him like for his preparation, warm up, cool down, food, everything I could to everything I could provide him to help him reach like the best performance he could.
You seem very knowledgeable, and you have
I try.
and you have a clear understanding and thinking and different ways of thinking about sport and mentality and just the different aspects of sport and competition. But this guy shows up with one arm. You've never coached anyone with one arm. Was any part of you is like, hey, dude, like, I'm not sure, or did
I
you just
mean,
jump in and to the deep end and just start researching and doing everything you could?
it's not much different than coaching a regular human being with both arms. I mean, the physiology is the same, movements, patterns are almost the same. You just have to take in account his arm missing. Like, so of course, not gonna program a lot of barbell thrusters, although he can do them. I'm not going to give him a lot of reps in gymnastics, like chest to bars, pull-ups, because he has only one arm working. So it's just discussing, talking with him, asking him good questions, trying to understand his problem, and just working around it.
Is that what was the other athlete's name?
Axel.
No, but that was his name. But what was the other one's name? With the one with
No,
the
no, it's Alexis and Axel.
oh,
They
I'm
almost have
screwed.
the
I'm
same.
screwed.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Me too.
Axel, same thing with intellectual. The adaptations you have to work with the athletes from the intellectual group.
Yeah, it's a bit different. Like for Axel, the problem. I mean, it's not a problem, but the thing is, his movement patterns are not really efficient because of his disability. So we have to work a lot, like a range of motion, making sure he's hitting the correct repetition, and working on being as efficient as possible when doing a thruster. Because if your movement pattern is not perfect, you're gonna have a lot more energy expended for the movement. So it's gonna cost more energy. So it's gonna fatigue you more. So we have really need to work on the movement, of the quality of the movement. It's really making sure he's good on the depth of the squat, he's good at the extension of the thruster, for example.
And you just do that through just shitloads of practice and reps.
Repetition, yeah, yeah. As much repetition as you do, each repetition is making the next repetition costing less energy. So you have to make thousands and thousands and thousands of repetition to become much further.
Hey, no one in the comments say anything stupid like he said problem instead of challenge. He's fucking French. He's talking in English for us, so no one say anything.
Yeah.
They haven't said anything stupid yet. But someone in the comments will be like, "It's not a problem." Wait, just shut up. If you're gonna say something like that, listen, you just take the good stuff. Thank you for speaking English to us. None of us know
Après,
French.
je peux parler français hein, s'il préfère.
Oh, we. There was one comment in here that deserves to be read. David, I saw your comment. You said I'm not good at math and reading. I'm fucking great at math. You stop. Okay. And
by the way,
yes.
I didn't show that I have.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How did you get that?
I bought this from Vindicate last year at the games. So I
Oh
went to
wow.
the booth
Thank
and
you.
I got this. Yeah.
Wow.
Big fan.
Thank you. Thank you. I had no idea. Hey, say your name, how your friends, what your friends call you?
Ben. Usually it's Ben.
But the spelling of your name is crazy. Ben Moo.
Benjamin. No, it's just my Instagram. So it's Ben from Benjamin, and MRU are from my name, my family name.
Oh, okay. I am not that. Oh, okay. It says Benjamin Moreau.
Yeah, true.
Okay, you say the last name. Let me hear it.
Moreau.
Okay, fine. I don't know why we don't have those sounds in English.
Yeah, it's not. You don't have. English is really difficult for French because when we speak, our tone is always flat. So, for example, when you call the city Chicago, it's Chicago. For
Okay.
us, it's Chicago. We don't have the variation in sound, so it's really difficult for French people to speak because you don't know when you have to put the emphasis on words and on letters.
Oh, well, you're great at it. You're great at it.
I'm
Yeah.
trying.
How old were you when you learned English?
In school, we start when we are 11, I think, 11 years old.
And do you practice it a lot?
I watch all your shows. So.
So
I listen a lot of English. I read maybe half my books in English, but I don't have the opportunity to speak everyday English. But sometimes, I'm going to understand 99% of what you're saying, but if I'm trying to speak, some words are not coming because I'm not practicing enough of it.
Right.
But I can read books in English and understand most of it, 99%.
Yeah, it's crazy. A few times I've used some jargon and you've picked right up on it, or some slang or some things that weren't specific and you picked right up on it.
Mm.
So you which of these athletes did you have first?
Alexis, the upper extremity.
And then did this guy Axel, is it a he or she?
It's a he. He's a friend with Alexis, because in France there is a community of adaptive athletes, so they kind of know each other, the ones who have great sports.
And then
great at it.
Did he recommend him? Did he bring him to the gym one day and is like, "Hey Ben, can you train this guy too?"
Last year we did a training camp before the games to help him getting some funds to go to Madison. So he was here. Axel was here, so we talked a little bit. So we exchanged, but he already had a coach working for him. So fast forward this year after the Open, so he came into Toulouse to do the adaptive semi-final with Alexis, and that's the moment I started coaching him. So I helped him with his performance in the semifinals, and then I started coaching him, prep him for the games.
Do you coach exclusively adaptive athletes?
No. I have only the two of them, these two guys. But next, I have 25 people I coach, individual. 25 people I coach, yeah.
So they're the exception. Oh, this guy's jacked. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, he finished second at the semifinals, so he has a really good opportunity to get on the podium this year.
Okay, so it just so happens that these guys rolled in. This isn't like
I've been lucky to have them contact me to help them reach their goals. Okay.
Is there anything that you're any strong takeaways that working with these guys that's changed your way of training, change your way of looking at training altogether? Like, for example, let me give you an example. I see that guy Victor, the one-armed dude who was on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, soon as I saw the way he was training, I was like, shit, maybe everyone should train like that, do supplemental training like that, do one-arm barbell work. Because, his wrist and his hand, the adaptations in his wrist and his hand are bonkers, right?
Yeah.
Do you see stuff you do with them and you're like, oh, I just learned something?
I was lucky enough to use a lot of unilateral work in my training protocols.
What is that? Unilateral? What is that?
You work with one dumbbell to do bent over instead of with the barbells, and you go right side then left side. So I knew kind of a lot of exercise that could suit for Alexis and help him. But for me, what is the most impactful thing is there are, seeing people with some problems like they have, and be able to live like athletes and give all they have inside in the sport. It's crazy. It's impressive. It's really. I coach other athletes, and it's not to diminish what they are doing, but seeing people with like Alexis with only one arm doing what he can do. It's really crazy to see. But
inspirational.
yeah, inspirational.
He has these challenges, he's overcoming them, and you're like,
Yeah.
damn, I don't know. I don't
And
know
he's really fit. Like even if he was doing the open in the division, not at that in the RX division, he would be like in top 3 or 4%. Like it's crazy.
So is there anything, going back to the question, is there anything that you've learned from working with these guys? Let me give you another example. In this one, I don't even know if it's true, but you see someone who loses their arm, right? Let's say that you lose your arm in a motorcycle accident, you come across CrossFit, and you might be like, hey, I'm not going to let this get me down. And my mindset is like, they have this mindset that they're going to overcome this, right? Or if you're a little kid and you were born with one leg and everyone's made fun of you your whole life, you find CrossFit, you're like, you kind of have this chip on your shoulder, like you have something to prove. So that might be like part of the mindset of adaptive athletes. Like, it's them against the world, right? Versus an athlete that's completely able-bodied, that was born, with a silver spoon in their mouth. They might have a totally different mindset. That's not, it's me against the world. It's something else. You know what I mean? And then we've seen athletes who have no hardship versus hardship. Is there anything you've learned there, even like maybe in mindset or in physicality, that you've seen with these guys that you're like, man,
I mean,
can I
they show
athletes?
Yeah, they show that no excuse is really worth being an excuse. Like when you have this kind of when you face this kind of challenge and you still rise up to the performance they are doing, it's I mean, now when I have someone telling me I can do this because of that, I immediately think of Alexis or Axel, who are doing muscle ups easily, or are doing like for example, a girl comes to me and tells me I can do bar muscle up. I mean, whatever I do, I can do bar muscle up. I just have to show her with Alexis or with Axel that these people have much more difficult conditions to do bar muscle up, and they can do like sets of 5, 6, 7, 8. So just up to her to, for example, this video is crazy.
God, he got great form too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So like just if you work for something, you're gonna be able to achieve that, and they are the living proof of it. No matter what's the difficulty, what you are facing, you can always get over the difficulties.
Whatever excuse you have, hey, this dude did it and he's only got one arm.
Yeah.
So what? Like, how is your excuse valid? Yeah, True. That's great. That's great.
Plus, he's working full time. Like he's working. He's an engineer in France. He's working full time job. He's training like maybe 18 hours a week, like between 15 and 18 hours a week. So all his life revolves around his athletic pursuit. So it's really, really cool.
Hey, do they both have games aspirations? Was that
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, Alexis started earlier than Axel. Axel, it's the first year he's going to the games because there was no games for his category previous years, so he couldn't qualify. But he's been to Wadapalooza a couple times, and Alexis, it was really his goal when he qualified for Wadapalooza first time. He really understood that he could go to the CrossFit Games. Like he had the potential to get there. So first year, his results were not what he expected. So next year, the goal was to get on the podium. So I could help him get to the podium last year. It was really nice. And this year, he hopes to maybe get the first place because Casey is not here. Which Casey, you've received him a few times.
Acre. Yeah.
Acre. So he's in the same category. So last year, Casey was first and Alexis was second to him. But like the gap between them is really, really big. Like what I was telling Alexis, like Casey is training, is 10 years ahead of the other adaptive competitors. Like he's training like CrossFit Game athletes since maybe 5, 6, 7 years. So he has a lot of time already behind him to train and get ready for the games.
Did Alexis lose his arm? Did he not have his arm at birth?
Yeah, but at birth, he was born like this.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, I don't know if this is true,
I
but
think
you
it's 1 on a million, like the stats. It's 1 on a million who is born. Yeah,
without an arm.
yeah, arm or leg it can be. Like I think it's like the inside the womb. There's like I think the placenta. There is like some little filaments. I'm not sure of the word that are going to get around the arm, which is supposed to grow, and it's going to stop it from growing. So then the baby is only with the beginning of the arm.
I wonder. I wonder. This is total offshoot, but I wonder if there's an advantage to being born without the arm or losing the arm. Like if you're born with.
Oh no, it's better to be born without, because
With
like he has not, like the ghost limb.
oh, the phantom
Yeah,
pain. Yeah.
yeah, phantom pain. Yeah, so he has not this because there is no place in the brain associated with the missing arm. So it just simply never existed for him. So there is this. Also, he grew up like this. So for him, his limb like it's like a hand. So he uses on his phone. He uses for everything because he grew up like this, and everything was replaced in his brain to adapt for this. So
What does he use his forearm for? Like he can use it to like dial his phone, his forearm.
yeah, also to scroll, maybe
Oh,
to drive sometime to
wow.
drive or everything he can do.
So he's got skills that we wouldn't develop because out of necessity he
I
developed.
mean, we could develop them, but it might be more complicated, and
Yeah.
maybe we could get like other problem because of the late adaptation.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. And is it obvious that he was born with only one arm? Like, is his hand development and forearm development? You're like, yep, that thing's been used a lot.
Yeah, like he has one gigantic arm. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. You can see on the picture I sent you on WhatsApp. He is on the profile.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's really really big.
I sent that to the thumbnail guy. I like that about arm wrestlers too. When I see arm
Yeah,
wrestlers and they only arm wrestle with one hand, they have like one,
yeah.
like they look like a fiddler crab. Hey, it seems you're so comfortable with training people and that your
Mm.
love for it's so crazy that there like you had no fear or there's not like you just see it as just like, hey, it's just another person to train. No
Yeah, yeah,
fear
true.
over it, no nothing. It's
I
no
mean,
like, are there
the
any
fear was
challenges
more
for
like of
you or
the
go ahead.
the fear was more like helping him to the CrossFit Games. It's a big, big, big event. So of course, but just because he's adaptive athlete would not change how I work. Like I speak with him, I ask him good questions, I try to understand the person, and then I design a training plan around this or around all the information. So maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I changed things on the fly because I understood better things. But like it's like with everyone. I mean, if I start to coach you, I will probably do some mistakes. I'm gonna maybe like program something that is not really suited for you, and then I'm gonna change for the next cycle. So no, it's like it was the same process with him, but obviously taking care of like his one arm. Yeah, it was maybe different on some things, but the process was overall the same.
Um, do you think that there's anything that coaches need to know specifically? Any advice you have? I mean, what's interesting is that you've started with two. You started with two high level athletes already, like
Mm.
very capable athletes. Is there anything that along the way that you were like, hey man, like you've jotted down some notes? You're like, hey, here's a couple things you should really know about training one arm people or
Yeah,
in the intellectual category.
yeah. For the intellectual categories, there is not much difference in my approach with a classic athlete, with an aerobics athlete, because he can do everything. He can do bar muscle ups, he can do rings, he can do rope climbs, he can do handstand walks. So there's nothing obvious compared to Alexis. So people with one arm, the thing that's really important is like on the scapula, making sure that you work both arms as you can. So obviously you will not work the other arm as much as the main arm, but you still have to make a lot of exercise because when you are doing front squats, you're still racking the bar on the limb. So you have to make sure it's strong enough because of all the complicated things you are going to ask to his body. So you see when he's doing bar muscle up, he's suspended on both arms still. So you still have work to do with both arms. So you have really to be careful about that, because you can injure the people if you don't reinforce both sides.
So you're saying that basically, as difficult as it might be, you got to get balance. Like
you have to be strong on both sides. Even if there is only half of the arm on the right side, he has to work for it. He has to work on the shoulder stability, on the shoulder strength, even on his right arm, because when he's going to do some thrusters with one arm, the other arm is going to work on the movement. So it's not possible for it to be totally left aside. And when we were talking about mistakes, that's maybe something I did wrong at the beginning. I had the tendency of not working at all his right arm, only focusing on the left arm with dumbbells, with unilateral work. But now I'm really incorporating more work on both sides.
Hey, okay, so literally stuff like that. You know what I was thinking? So basically, you have to do a lot of the not fun stuff with the nub side. So like maybe he has to put both his arms up and just do.
True. Yeah, with bands. So like a movement with bands, you're going to bring the elbow back to strengthen your scapula. You have to do a lot of front rack carry. So we try to put like a kettlebell on the forearm, bring the shoulder blade back, and try to work like that, just to make to strengthen the shoulder as much as possible.
God, that was a crazy lift he was doing right there with the barbell, because that one arm's doing a lateral raise while the other arm's pushing. Yeah, that's nuts right there. Hey, right? Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, and it's like it's demanding a lot on both shoulders. So yeah, you have to find ways to train as much as possible the right arm. So
and he's balancing that bar on the nub there.
Yeah, that's something we worked a lot this year, because last year at the CrossFit Games there was a 1 RM snatch. So athletes they had the choice either to do 2 points of contact like this on the video, for example, to receive the bar on both arms, or you could do with only one arm. So the thing is, it's really hard for an athlete to lift a lot, even for an adaptive athlete who was born like that, to lift a lot of kilos or a lot of weight with one arm only. Like for example, Dimitri Klokov, like I think he has 100 kilos, like 220 pounds, with one arm snatch. He can snatch like maybe almost twice as much with both arms. So with only one arm, it's really hard to get a lot of weight on the bar. So the other competitors, most of them were doing 2 points of contact on the snatch, and they lift like a lot more than compared to Alexis. So it was like a big point of work for the year. I mean, we focused this a lot to help him being able to lift weight with both arms. And he finally got his PR on snatch. Like it took him like 9 months from the beginning. We started working on both arms until he got better than with lifting with one arm.
So you're saying he's snatching and catching it on the nub now?
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah. Like most people, like if you take Casey Acri, he has, I think.
Caleb, you're looking for that? Him catching it on the nub? I'd like to see that. That
has 235 or 240 pounds.
Yeah.
240 pounds for Casey on the snatch with one arm, with two arms. But for Alexis, it's like 185, I think, or something like that.
So Ben, what happens? It's tied to a rope at the beginning, but at some point, just free in the air, and it's like nothing. And he's got to transfer from the rope to the nub.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh God, that sounds hairball.
Yes.
That's wild. That sounds.
Yeah. Yes, and that's also overcoming fear at the beginning, because of course when you are doing this for the first time, you have to do a lot, and he did a lot of repetition, empty barbell, like muscle snatch, empty barbell. There were like plenty. It was like doing 50, 60 in one session of empty barbell snatch, just to get his brain adapted to the fact that the barbell was just going to gut on the arm.
Yeah, that's crazy. The room for error sounds horrible. I wonder, what's the
But once,
legality? What's the legality of putting something on the end of your nub that's like a cup to catch it? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if
You know what I mean? Like that's at the top of a squat rack. You just put it on your
yeah,
nub.
but I think for them I'm not sure it would be better for them because
No?
like all the sensitivity you have on your fingers,
Yeah.
obviously he does not have the same on his arm, but like there are some he gets a lot of information just from the barbell on the skin on the elbow, which is going to help his shoulder adjust his position and his stability. So I think like it would not be like really better for them.
See if you can find Casey Akery snatching, Caleb. Maybe if you can't find Alexis doing it. That's crazy. Yeah, it does seem like a circus act. It seems it's almost like what it's that sounds wild. Do you know, is Casey the one who was the first person to do that? Do you know who the first person was to do that?
No, I'm not sure, but definitely the one. He's definitely the one snatching the most.
Why isn't he going to the games? Do you know?
Yeah, I think it's because he has it has something to do with his strength and conditioning coach in high school or in college. I don't know. And like it's the beginning of the season for them, so he's not able to be like in this job and at the CrossFit Games.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
You'll take these two athletes there, and do you have more? Do you have any other athletes that are close to going to the games in any division, masters, teens, or?
No, I had one athlete who was really close getting to semifinals in team, but did not happen because of some scoring issues this year. But besides this,
did he get dinged on the box step up?
No. It's like it was more like it was team division. Like there was a workout. I think it was with muscle ups or something, and it was the team score was like the sum of all the athlete score.
Right.
So if one athlete could not finish the workout because she was not proficient at ring muscle up, it was completely ruining the team score. So they were qualified on every other workout except this one. They took like a big hit because it was like the sum of 4 score that counted.
Do you like doing that? Is that your do you have a preference of who you like to train? Like do you like the ones who are going for competition as opposed to, are you still teaching classes, regular
I'm teaching 8 hours each week in like regular classes in CrossFit gym.
And then the other hours are private?
Yeah, the other no, it's just remote coaching. So I'm going individual. There I work at home mostly. So yeah.
Oh wow. Oh my goodness.
Great.
Wow.
Yeah, that's you better not miss.
Wow. Yeah. Dude, what do you do if that goes behind you and you're tied? He's tied to that?
No, I think
he could let it go
under. Yeah, he's going under.
God, that guy, that's Casey. He's a hoss.
Yeah. No, he's tied. He's tied. Yeah.
So theoretically, if he misses it and it goes off the back, you got to hope that strap comes off, or it's just gonna.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think.
Oh, Nelly. Oh, and this is what it looks like when Alexis does it too.
Yeah, but with slightly less weight on the bar.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, that was the goal.
I want to see you try that. Hey, dude, it's almost like doing a snatch. It's like doing a snatch and then with 2 hands, but in the last minute, letting go with 1 hand, trying to catch it on top of your fist. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Jake Chapman, it comes off on the way down. He's fine. Oh, yeah, easy for you to say. Sevi, watch your podcast interview with Casey and you'll find out why he's not going. I'm pretty shot. I don't even
I knew he said it on your show, but I didn't want to
embarrass me.
Yeah, to embarrass you.
Did he call in, or was he actually here? Because I always feel like
No, I think he called in on another show, and you had a chat with him about it.
okay.
I think.
Because I think one time we tried Caleb. What? Like, what do you? Okay, fuck you, Caleb. Sorry, excuse me, Ben. What's going on?
He definitely said that while he was on the show.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry I brought you up. Fine. I do. Only thing I remember about Casey, I always remember that he's bigger than I. When I see him, I'm always like, holy shit. But also, I think I always just picture him like as not having internet. Like I just picture him as like not
Yeah, he's
having.
in the car or in the
Yeah,
outside.
yeah. Like he lives somewhere like where people don't have teeth. You know what I
You
mean?
should
Like,
come to Friends.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I picture he lives next door to Colton is what I picture it.
In the barn.
So you the rest of yours is remote coaching. What's that look like?
So people, they hire me to help them reach some goals. So either it's like a preparation for a competition, getting better in CrossFit overall. But yeah, most of my clients are fitness competitors. So they try to reach their maximum potential and try to compete in a local comp or in bigger competitions. So that's like most of them, and a few of them are more like in a fitness lifestyle kind of coaching. So it's easier clients, of course, because it's less complicated to coach someone who just want to feel good and look good compared to someone who want to compete in the sport, which is really, really complicated compared to like other sports.
Hey, what about people who want to get better at their sports? I had this dude on a couple days ago, Kieran Riley, and he wanted to do a triple backflip with a twist. They call it a triple flare. You ride a bike, you do 3 backflips, and then you turn around and land on the ramp and come back down. And no one had ever done it in the world. So he tried it for like 6 or 10 days. I can't remember. And he failed. You know, Red Bull came out. They did the whole thing, built the ramp. And then he went into a CrossFit gym. He'd never done CrossFit. He did CrossFit for 6 months, changed his body composition. I mean, he was already a fit kid. You know, he's a fit kid, 22-year-old, you know, BMX rider. I mean, crazy fit. Did CrossFit for 6 months and went out and did it. And he's like, dude, it's because I did CrossFit for 6 months. When I hear that, I'm like, how is every, and we've in the martial arts, you hear it over and over, right? Guys who are doing martial arts for 20 years, and then all of a sudden they mix in CrossFit and they just fucking explode. Do you have any clients like that who are using it just for general physical preparedness, or people who maybe want to go into the military in France? Or
no, some of my clients, I'm more a niche. Like most of my clients, they come to me because they want to perform in CrossFit competition. But some of them, they have also other goals beside competing. So some of them are preparing for like SEAL, the equivalent of SEAL in France. Some of them are preparing for other sports also. And so, but it's not their main goal. So if they come to me, it's because they want to be good at CrossFit, like as a sport.
Hey, looking back, you think you could do the training for 300? If I was making a movie and I needed 50 ripped guys,
yeah, it's like
you could do it now.
Yeah, of course. Like it's not like it's what we do every day. Like as a coach, you train CrossFit, you get shredded, and then you can be on the stage. Like
I love
it's the same training.
Yeah, of course I can do it. Of course.
Yeah, not as an actor. I mean, as a strength and conditioning coach. Yeah.
Do you talk to these guys a lot about their nutrition, Alexis and Axel?
Like it's with all my clients, I talk about nutrition because it's like it's a big part of fitness. Fitness is not just the 1 or 2 hours you spend in the gym. So if you don't put everything to help you reach performance, like nutrition, sleep, everything, all your lifestyle is important to perform. So yeah, we speak a lot of nutrition, but I'm not going to give them like a meal prep, meal plan. But I'm going to help them like optimize what they are doing. Like for example, when you get closer to a competition, you're going to try to eat less fibers. You're going to try to eat less fat, more carbohydrates to help them like have the biggest total as possible for the competition. So like it's more tweaking what they are used to do to help them like for their goals.
You ever get angry at your clients, Ben?
No.
No, you don't yell.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes.
I don't yell at them, but sometimes, yeah, you're. It's like someone hires you to get from point A to point B, so you design all the roadmap, and like first stop they go offside, like
Yeah.
yeah, and like you're questioning why are you asking me to help you? I mean, I'm trying to help you. I'm telling you, like from my experience, what you need to do to get to your goal, but you don't want to listen to what I'm bringing. Like it's crazy how people say they want something, but yet they do the opposite of what they should do to reach their goal. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of the clients I'm not really comfortable to working with. Like sometimes some clients are lying to themselves, so then lying to me because they say they want to achieve this, but in reality it's more like a dream than a goal because they are not ready to make all the sacrifices they should do to reach it.
Right. It's almost like they're paying you to live out a certain kind of a relationship instead of reaching a certain goal.
Yeah,
You know what
or
I mean?
they think like coaches are magicians, like, but we are not doing anything. We're just showing you the way. Like, you want to go there, okay, come. I'm gonna show you how to go there to get there, but you have to follow me. You can't stop every meters to try something else. You can go to the nightclub every weekend. You can't have like a hangover every day. Of course, it's difficult, but like I said, I tell them like nothing that is really worth pursuing is easy to get.
David Weed, how many UFC champions do CrossFit? All of them, dude. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Not a one doesn't. Not a one doesn't. What would you call their training? This guy, I'm fucking gonna beat your ass when Ben leaves, dude. Name one that doesn't. Name one that doesn't, and I'll find you video of him doing CrossFit. You douche canoe. I want to go back to what you were saying about the magician part.
Yeah, like as a coach, in my opinion,
take over. Yes, go.
yeah, as a coach, in my opinion, we don't do anything. Like, I mean, when a client succeeds, I'm not really comfortable when he's thanking me, like he's saying, "Yeah, I'm getting a world championship thanks to you, because of you." But like in reality, it's not because of me. I mean, it's his work. It's his like his job is done because he's consistent in training. He's really aligned with his program. He's doing whatever he can, so he gets his results. It's not because of me. It's just because of him. And the same is when he's failing. When he's failing, it can be, but most of the time it's not the coach which is responsible for failing. So if I'm not responsible when he's failing, I don't want to be responsible when he's succeeding. So that kind of making them like your t-shirt, like the CEO of their fitness journey. Like you have to take ownership of everything, good and bad. So if you thank your coach when you are doing good, you're probably going to blame him when you're doing bad. So in my opinion, it's not the good way of thinking. Like,
oh, you're a wise man. Wad Zombie, Ben is a good dude.
Yeah.
So Ben,
you can see I have like all his Wad Zombie cards here.
Oh wow. I know my desk is cluttered with some Wad Zombie. This is my favorite one, my Colton Mertens one.
Yeah, that's the only one I don't have.
I don't even know if they sell that one anymore.
No, he doesn't.
Hey, I had a friend who I worked at CrossFit with, Tyson Oldroyd, and we did this show, Killing the Fat Man with Gary Roberts a long time ago, and he was like, "Hey, I'll help Gary, with the diet stuff," and he just had one requirement of Gary. Gary had to take a picture of everything before he put it into his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a crazy accountability, and they were like, "Hey, someone's watching me. I can't sneak off to McDonald's right now unless I'm going to take a picture." And so that was the only rule right in the beginning that Gary had to do: take a picture before you stick it in your mouth. And I guess on the down low, or maybe not. I guess all your clients have some sort of accountability to you. They're doing it's some
Yeah.
there is some sort of accountability to the coach because they're taking your time, they're giving you money, so there's some sort of accountability piece.
Yeah, that's important because some people, they need like that kind of accountability to
Right.
help them reaching the next stage. Like if I want to perform, I have to be consistent. If I have a coach who I know is working for me, is helping me, I'm going to be more consistent in my training. Then I'm going to get more results because every day I go to training and I know I'm going to be more compliant with my program. So that is good to take in consideration when you coach someone. And it's always better. I mean, I noticed with my clients, some of my clients are less compliant in their program, and usually it's like when you're a coach, you have clients who have I don't have the word, who are better competitor. You know, they are the face of your program. So these clients usually they ask to pay less money. You know, so usually people paying less money are going to be less compliant with their program design because there is not this accountability in the relationship.
Yes. Yeah, that's interesting. I was thinking I entered my son into 12 different jiu-jitsu competitions. Cost me $1,500, 100 or more over the last 3 years. He never competed in one of them. We got there, he cried in every single one. He has no financial accountability. And then finally the last competition he entered and he fucking dominated, right? He only
I saw that.
He only lost to my other son. But it's crazy if it's your own money.
Yeah, you're gonna go on the floor. You're gonna go do your workout.
Yeah,
you're gonna feel like you're wasting money, so you don't want to waste money. So
yeah,
you're getting the job done.
yeah.
And that's always better. Like as a coach, it can be a mistake to take athletes and not make them pay for the program. Like even if it's a really small percentage of what you usually charge, you should always charge your client because even if they just pay a little, they are going to be compliant and they know they have this accountability with you to do their job.
I remember years ago there was this author, Eckhart Tolle. He wrote this book, The Power of Now, and he said he would do free events, and they wouldn't sell out. And when he would charge $500 a ticket, they would sell out.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, like I got it. Like I was like, okay, yeah, people, there has to be a perception of value.
True.
There has to be a perception of value. Hey, how old did you say you are?
37.
Has training these are your first two adaptive athletes?
Yeah.
Has it changed you? Has it changed your perspective on the world? Like, do you ever catch yourself like walking or just being alone and being like, shit, this is affecting me?
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes me complain less, like about what I feel like. I have a little trouble with my shoulder today. It's gonna be complicated to train, but no, you know, it's really not something that really matters. In fact, so it's not like I'm still listening to my body. Of course, if it's a real injury, I'm not gonna push through it. But like the little tweaks and stuff, like that could make your life complicated, and training complicated is much more easier when you meet people with real problems than when you want to train.
You haven't been to the adaptive games before?
Sorry?
You haven't been to the adaptive games before?
Just last year I was
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Sorry. How was that? Did that change your do you think that changed your perspective on the world? You go to this place and it's just a gymnasium or a stadium filled with the fittest adaptive athletes in the world. Is it kind of like, holy shit? Is there like what's it like going there?
I mean, it's impressive for sure because they are able to do things that most human beings are not able to do. So they are really overcoming their I mean, it's like the definition of overcoming. I don't.
Obstacle
sorry?
challenges.
Yeah, true. Overcoming challenges. Like they are really like they could rename the adaptive athlete like overcoming challenges games. Like.
You know what's interesting about it? Even just not that, but like the famous line, someone had to break the 4-minute mile, right? And then once they broke it, so it's even like maybe it's not even on some level, probably on the most level that no one talks about. It's not even the challenges. It's just that no one else who ever looked like them ever did it.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
like
there was probably it's like.
Yeah,
they have no role model for a dwarf that squatted 300 pounds, and then all of a sudden you did it, and now everyone's like, shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like CrossFit is helping them not letting their disability be defining them. Like they are pushing through, and they are getting better, and they are showing the world that they can do much more than what's expected from them. And just that is really great to see and to witness at the CrossFit Games.
Yeah, and I was thinking not only just the world, but specifically people who have their shit. Like, you know what I mean?
And themselves. A lot of people,
they have, yeah.
Yeah, it's helping them like remove their mental barrier. Like, I think if you speak to Alexis 10 years ago, and you tell him you could do bar muscle-ups, he would laugh because no, it's not possible. But since a lot of people, like you said, like for the mile race, have been doing it, okay, it's bringing you a new level of awareness of what your body can do, and then he is going to overcome all of the challenges he has.
Were you there when he did his first bar muscle up?
No, I was not.
Uh-oh. That must be really wild, attaching that thing to your arm and then to the bar, and it's like trapeze shit. They don't have the safety and the control that someone who has 2 points of contact.
No, yeah, you can roll over and fall.
Yeah. Well, hey, dude, I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Me too.
I appreciate the support. Yeah. If for some reason I'm not there in San Antonio, which I think I won't be, I'll be sitting in front of my computer watching. Feel free to send me pictures. I'd love to see pictures of your athletes, anything you see there. Yeah, stay in touch if you see anything crazy, fun. Yeah, please share with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was really a pleasure, and maybe see you in San Antonio then.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you, Ben.
Bye.
Benjamin. Oh, should I try to say his name? Moreau. Benjamin Moreau. That's not even it. I don't even know why I won't even attempt it.
Moreau.
That's a cool dude.
Yeah.
That gives me hope for France. That dude gives me hope for France.
He's handsome.
France. Dude, I'm what a day I have today.
Yeah, what the hell?
I have this. Oh, I have this meeting with this. I better text him again. Noon. I have this meeting with this bigwig today at noon.
Is it Trump? Is he inviting you onto the campaign?
Say it again. Yeah, it is Trump. Yes, Trump. And I know Trump doesn't drink. Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard that. But he also drinks hella Coke.
Whatever. Hey, listen, I heard Bernie Sanders on Theo Vaughn being like, I just don't like him. He's a liar. I just don't like him. He's a liar. I'm like, dude. I much prefer the things that he lies about than the stuff that fucking Tampon Tim and Kamala lie about.
Tampon Tim.
I'm just like, dude. I don't care. I don't care if it's when he says when Trump's like, this is the best the economy's ever been, and it's like the fourth best it's ever been. Like, I don't care when you're fucking just lying about fucking like what you about. I'm not going to chop your kid's penis off.
better than the fourth worst economy of all time.
Don't worry. I'm not gonna chop your kid's penis off. I will never let anyone do it. And then fucking a month later, you're passing a law that someone can chop your kid's penis off. Like, dude, what the fuck? Man, Bernie Sanders was horrible. Did you see Bernie Sanders on Theo Von? I just watched a little clip. Do you remember that guy yesterday I showed in the chair, the crippled guy, and they had to like unfold him and spin him around?
Yes.
That's how Bernie Sanders sits in a chair. He sits in a chair like he's just
like fucking Stephen Hawking.
Yes. Bernie Sanders sits in a chair like Stephen Hawking. Yes.
Fuck, that's gnarly, dude. Okay, so
I feel like my eyes aren't open this morning, even though I slept great. Go ahead.
Somebody sent Jeff Birchfield sent a picture in this group chat of himself after a workout, and it was a nice picture. It was a good picture. And then Wad Zombie decided to Photoshop his head onto, the big black guy sitting on the edge of the bed.
Oh, with the giant dick. What's his name? Wood? His name's
No
Wood.
idea.
He's dead.
That's too bad. Well, now he's reincarnated as Jeff Birchfield.
Can I see it?
I'm not bringing it up on here. No, I'll send it to you
good?
later. Though.
Is it good? So it's a white. Is that cultural appropriation? You put Jeff Birchfield's white dude's head on a black dude's body with a giant cock?
Yeah, I think so.
Do we know who did it? Who did the Photoshop?
Oh, yeah, we know.
Is it stressing people out? Is it like too far for the chat? Is like people like, yeah, you
no,
no. It's just so good. I got to see it.
Yeah.
Can you send it to me so I can look at it?
Yeah.
I'd appreciate it. Wood Birchfield.
Hey, I just want to point out that fucking Jeff brought this up, so I'm talking about it.
Hey,
you can't get mad at me because Jeff brought it up.
You want to see something crazy I've never seen shown on the show before? I didn't even know those were up there.
What?
Look at.
Where the fuck did it go? Oh, here it is. It's so fucked. Should I send it to everybody or just you?
Damn.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Should I send it to everybody or just you?
No, you mean the people in the chat? Yeah. I don't care. Yeah, you can send it, but they won't even get it, dude. They're dorking out. I can't stand when the chat does this. Tyler Watkins is like got them all doing math. The whole chat has turned into like sports stuff.
Yeah, my eyes glaze over when I see that shit.
I'm just like, oh my God. Wow, that is so good.
Fucking.
Can I ask who did that?
I think you can probably guess who it was.
Is it a boy or a girl?
That's a dude. Is
it him? Look in the private chat.
No.
Oh, I know. Jake Chapman. Sorry, I'm gonna no, not him. Oh, brilliant. God, that's so good.
He owned up to it. There you go.
Hey, dude, you just need to post that. Seriously, if Jeff didn't have kids, I'd post it. Wow. What if you just put like, those little white hearts that you put over like the horse put on Instagram? Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you just put like a little heart on his penis? It didn't even like cover it. It's just like
the tip.
Yeah,
just covers the very tip of it.
Yeah. What is that? Hey, does that work like that? If you just cover the pee hole of the penis, it's good to go for
I think so.
Public consumption.
Right. Just covers up the important part.
How funny is it? I never even thought about that. How funny is it that the nipple is like you've gone too far? I've shown you the entire tit.
That's right.
But not the nipple. Okay, look at this. This is I see this. Can you see this? Seymour,
but okay, yeah.
It's Seymour Buds.
That was your moniker, wasn't it?
This is so this one's still wrapped in plastic. I used to sell these like on eBay and Amazon.
That was your documentary on how to grow weed, right?
It's not even a documentary. It's just like, so hey, look at this one. Look at this one. See this one right here? Seymour, this is 15 pounds in 80 days. So I literally just filmed a garden and then put it in my Mac computer. And then I would advertise this on eBay, or I don't even know if Amazon was around back then, or Craigslist. I would advertise it. And then when someone wanted one, I just printed this and slipped it into a DVD cover. And then I printed the DVD. This is just a sticker on here.
Really? That's how that works?
Yeah, look at the DVD. Like I printed that on my
that is the cleanest looking DVD I've ever seen.
They're crazy, right? That's probably never been taken out. And so then I would sell this for $20 online. So I'd get like 1 or 2 orders a day. I was living at home I was probably like 40 years old, living at home with my mom, and I would print this out, and then I would go to the post office and I'd have $40. And then I'd fill up my car with gas and I'd go to fucking Haley's house and I'd buy a pack of cigarettes and take her to get coffee, and then go on a 10-mile walk with her, and then go back to her house and fuck her, and then go sell 2 more DVDs. I did that like every day for like a year.
That's pretty incredible.
Oh, it was such a great life. She thought I was a stud. Came over every day, took her to a fancy coffee shop in Berkeley, walked 20 miles with her, smoked a pack of cloves, and God, life was good. Look at this. I just found this up there too. I think this is the very first CrossFit DVD. I don't think anyone can even get this one. Look at this. I'll sell this to someone for $5,400. No, $5,400 if someone wants this.
Does it say try this at home?
Yeah, probably. This is the very first one. Like, most people probably don't even know this exists. This is like from 2000.
I didn't know that existed.
There's like a camera on a tripod, and I think Greg Amundsen does. I think he does one of those workouts where it's like max pull-ups, run 400 4 times. It's like Nicole or something. I can't remember the workout, but maybe it even said. Oh, look it. 7 classic CrossFit workouts: Fran, Grace, Helen, Elizabeth, Angie, Diane, Barbara. But dude, this one, it's a camera sitting on a tripod, and Greg Amundsen does the workout, but he doesn't, like, no one moves the camera. So he's like in and out of it, and it's crazy, dude.
It's like most people open video submissions.
And I started CrossFit. When I started CrossFit, I was living in a motorhome, but I went on the website and I bought everything that they sold on the website. I think it was only like this and maybe like a sticker.
They probably didn't have lanyards yet.
And it came from Canada. So the person, and they did the same thing. I think they just printed these out on a computer too. Yeah, that's just a sticker on there, I think.
Wow.
I don't know if I've ever pulled that DVD out. Anyway, $5,400. I'll throw in a Magnum condom or 2. I'll throw in a Seymour Buds collector's item. Hey, there's shit in here that the PFFA would not tolerate.
You think so?
Dude, I'm gonna ask and then here's a shitload of other movies I made. Here's Pulling John, the original Pulling John. Here's Our House. God, I'm such a stud. You guys are lucky to know me. Not you. I'm lucky to know you, Caleb, but everyone else. And I got Seymour Buds because I think I heard on a Simpsons episode Seymour Butts.
Oh yeah. And because he called him, doesn't he have to like write it on the whiteboard or something? I can't remember. I think I got my wife to watch Our House one time. It was a trip. We just like sat in my office and just watched. We were like, what the fuck?
I'm sorry. Every second counts. I have hundreds of these. I would love for all you guys to come by my house. I'll leave them in the mailbox. You can take as many as you want. I'm going to leave this one out. Taylor's coming tonight. I'm going to give this to Taylor.
Oh, yeah. Today is crazy for you.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Hey, dude, this podcast with Facundo could be absolutely crazy. So much intel is pouring in that I don't even know how to decipher it all. So much intel is pouring in to the group right now, and it's fucking nuts. And it's nuts. It just around the PFAA and all that stuff. And what's crazy is all the not a lot, like a very small percentage of the people, like 1% of the people are like, this what's this have to do with the drowning? And I just write back to him, I don't know. What does this have to do with the drowning? Ask Brent. We still don't know. And someone's like, and then people will be like, I can't wait to ask Facundo what he knows, because I think that the agents are way more involved, and the big training camps who are making tens of millions of dollars are way more involved in this than they're letting on. And I think they may be a little terrified that we're getting too close to like exposing the whole thing and showing who all the fucking idiots are. But someone writes, what does it matter if they met? We don't know what they talked about. Well, two things. I know exactly what they talked about. I know. Can you imagine Don and Brent in a room? Have you ever heard? Sorry, Don. Sorry, Brent. But they never say anything. So I know what they talked about. They talked about nothing. We would like change.
How's your day? How's your wife? How's your kids?
Yes, we would like change. Fantastic. We'd love to work with you. Change is important. Yeah, we have some ideas around change. Fantastic. Ideas are good. We love working with people. Yeah, can we let's set up some meetings to talk. Fantastic. I'll send an email now, and it just nothing. It's just fucking. And then the other thing is they're like, we already know they talked about nothing, but even if the whole premise that Brent says and Pat says the reason why they've come forward the way they have so aggressive is because they can't get meetings with CrossFit. And now we know that they've had 2 just in this year's game season in person. That means that if you've had 2 in-person meetings, that means you've had a dozen emails. And how many text messages? And then Brent himself says, yeah, we had a meeting with him before we fucking launched that's the 3rd meeting before we launched our demands. And I'm just like, hey, dude, why is Brent lying to us? But Sevon, maybe they talked about nothing. That's not the point. I already know they talked about nothing. I already know. I've heard these guys talk. I'm tripping. I think I'm a bad judge of character sometimes. I get confused by nice people.
Yeah, you like come away from a conversation with them and you're like,
fuck, he's nice.
Yeah, he's so nice. Wow, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And then you realize, like,
people will be like,
they said nothing.
I'm tired of this propaganda coming from Sevon. Go ahead. Tell me what the propaganda is. Well, you know what it is. You keep changing the subject from Lazarus' death to the PFAA. No, I did not change the subject. Brent changed the subject. I'm happy to change the subject. I'll go back. We can talk about Lazarus' death more. We can do whatever we want. But whatever. I'm cool with it. Who do you think's closer to coming on the show, T or Brent? Brent, way closer. Way closer. Fucking nuts. German lesbians always seem nice at first. I like lesbians. Not for the traditional reasons that men like them.
Why specifically German lesbians?
Yeah. God, German men are... Sorry for my German listeners. German men are disgusting.
You think so?
Yeah, the stereotype of their, like, when you go to Africa or any of these places or China or or India, there's always these fucking German men around. Like they're big into the like going to these countries and having sex with these women, but it's like it feels predatorial. Do you know what I mean? They're just these Speedo wearing fat like they're.
It's like when they go to Mallorca and just hang out in Mallorca with all the Spanish women.
Yeah, like I'm okay going somewhere for pussy, but it's just the way they do it. It just seems so predatorial. How about half German? Well, I mean, if you're born, German's not even fair. I don't mean German in terms of the sex tourism. Thank you, Stormy. Storm. Sorry, Stormy's a little. Sorry, Storm. God, calling someone Stormy whose name is Storm really it's not good.
Not good for the brand.
No, Storm is so strong. Stormy is not strong. Yeah, I'm not talking about German in terms of the ethnicity. I'm talking about the nationality. Yeah, everyone chill out. Chill. lot of underage stuff. Yeah. And I don't even know if it's true, but it's the stereotype I'm rolling with right now on the show. I stereotype sometimes. I have prejudices, I have strong prejudices, discriminatory behaviors, and above average social discernment. I have a super high level of discernment, higher than any of you guys.
That's right.
Thank you, Caleb. Still doesn't matter. You still said something about made fun of me for not remembering Casey Acree. You're gonna have to do more.
To be fair, that was 2 years ago, I think. So,
Sevi, do you think you could perform in front on a camera in front of a production team? Oh, dude, I'm one line of cocaine away from fucking bounce bow bow.
oh my god!
Let me tell you something.
Oh shit!
Oh, I heard the garage door open. My wife's about to teach CrossFit.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, high intensity. Sorry, I apologize. What's the guy's name who runs the affiliate department? Ken, the OL guy. Ken Duncan.
No.
Ken Drew Barrymore. DeCoons. Ken DeCoons.
Jay
DeCoons. What a mess. Jay DeCoons. Sorry, she's not teaching a CrossFit class in my garage right now. It's a high HIIT class.
It's the hit class. The hit class.
Yeah. I love hearing the garage door open. I don't know why. Just feel like the day is going. My son Joseph told a kid who was visiting our house this weekend, you know I could beat you up. This kid was just being a fucking weirdo. My son said it to him. You know I could beat you up.
What'd he say? The kid was like, "Nah, you
the
can't."
kid's older brother. No, he didn't say anything. The kid's older brother, though, what was he doing? He was doing something to one of the kids, and one of my other kids goes, he's doing something to Ari, and Ari told him, "Hey, dude, you should probably stop doing that." And then Joseph goes, "You know I could beat you up."
Damn kid.
Do you know what I don't like about kids?
What?
I mean, like, I really don't like this about kids. One kid goes over, there's 6 kids somewhere. And one kid goes over and like starts swinging from a tree branch. Like a low tree branch that's really cool. And he starts swinging from it. Everyone's been standing outside and had access to the tree branch for 2 hours shooting hoops. And one kid goes over and starts swinging from a tree branch. And he hasn't even been hanging from the tree branch for 3 seconds. And another kid walks over and goes, "Let me do that." It's like, what the fuck? You know, when you're around kids, they do that shit to each other all the time.
Yeah.
One kid gets on the assault bike in my garage and the other kids surround him and be like, "Hey, let me try." It's like, motherfucker, dude. He obviously just got on that. Like, now he can't even enjoy it because you guys are like, "Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I?" Like, you know what I mean? You pull out, one kid's playing with a remote control car and all the other kids swarm over to him and like, "Can I play?" "No, actually, I didn't bring it out for you to play. That's weird. I brought this out so I could play. I spent charging the battery last night so I could do it." Like, how about fuck you?
Go find some other shit to do.
Yeah. I saw that so much this weekend. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it would suck to be around you guys.
Yeah. That is really annoying.
Not today. Thank you. I don't need your services today. What? No, I wasn't. I would never talk about you. Oh, I always do. All right. I love you. I'll be out in a minute. Good luck in your striking class. Kick ass. Oh, you did? Does it work? Okay. Hey, I want to buy you a drum set today. I want to.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. I want to. Okay. That's why being an only child was great. Like I tell my kids, like, hey, if high levels of humility too. I want I think sharing's a really good quality. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some other kids come to the house and they want to ride the one wheel. Like, my kids should be like, let them ride the one wheel. You know what I mean? But as long as they're okay with sharing. Like, if you don't want to share something, like, I don't want to share my wife.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't want to share my car. Like, don't ask me to drive my car. I don't like. I'm not. It's my car. Like, you know what I mean? You can come to my house and share like my sparkling water or come use my piano or some shit. I need my car. Like, I want my
Right.
car in the driveway, so when I want to use it, I don't want to be like worried about like you have it. But this whole I tell my kids like, hey, if you don't want to share something, and some kids like saying that to you, just be like, no, I'm not sharing right now. Step. Like, it's okay. Life's so much better when you learn how to say no to people. Do you know how to say no to people, Caleb?
All the time.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you remember learning that skill?
It took me a while.
Yeah. Well, you're young. It took me longer. How old are you?
29.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
Probably in the past 5 years is when I figured it out.
Yeah, me too.
Because
I figured it out in the last 10 years.
Yeah, it used to just be like, yeah, I'll do whatever. Like, yes,
Yeah.
I'll do that. Yes, I'll do that. And then eventually I just like, yeah, I don't do that anymore. It's definitely something my wife's working on too. She just says yes to everything. And it's just like she gets run ragged just saying yes to doing anything that somebody asks of her.
It leaves you emotionally also with like an emotional hole when you really want to say no, but you do something. And I'm not talking about like you have to work out and you don't want to. You don't say no to that. You go do it. You have to, but when you really don't want to do something, or you don't want to share something, or someone asks you something, it's like being interviewed. I learned this from Dave, which is crazy. Like, if someone asks you a question, you don't have to answer it. I'm not answering that.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping I can ask Facundo a bunch of questions today at 10 a.m. that he says I'm not answering that.
I think he's pretty good at doing that too. Like, he'll in the
But
past
also,
interviews.
that means I'm asking good questions, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think because you'll ask him some questions and he'll just give you some eyebrows or something and say no.
I want to know how big of a part HWPO, Proven, Misfits, Training Think Tank, Mayhem have in this Brent Fikowski thing. I want to know what's going on. I'm after talking to Saxon and Angelo and some of the details coming in. Basically, for some reason, all of a sudden, these guys forever have wanted to take over the CrossFit Games. And now it's like clearly it's like it's obvious. It's like I'm willing to bet my DVD on it, my $5,400 DVD.
Really? You
Yeah.
sure about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm 50. Like, I'm willing to, like, basically what Brent wants Dave's job. Like, I get it. Mayhem 0. You think Mayhem has 0 involvement?
Fuck.
Like, and I'm curious, like O'Keefe, Seeley, Facundo, Snorri, like just all. What's Danielle Brandon's agent's name?
Cooper?
I can't remember, but what?
Cooper Marsh?
I think he like works for her manager.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, him too. Like, how involved are these guys in like I feel like Fikowski has this false sense of like empowerment because something's standing behind him. There was a time when someone came up to me and said, "Hey, I would like to manage the group of dudes that you're involved with, the media group of guys, your little media co-op." And I go, "What does that look like?" And they go, "Well, I want to like give them assignments. So like I want to tell Pedro who to interview and who to interview and Brian Spin what events to cover. And like I want to coordinate it like a conductor in an orchestra." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, that's cool, but no thank you. Why would I want to do that? Like what benefit does like I have all the power. Why would I? Spin has all the power. Pedro has all the power. Why would we want to give it to you? Like, what do you bring to the table?" And I feel like these guys. I'll just keep using Brent's name. I feel like Brent is trying to, and I'll talk to Facundo about this, but he wants CrossFit like to turn into like tennis or golf or something. He wants to leverage the CrossFit Games to bend the sport to his will that only benefits everyone except for CrossFit. Because right now CrossFit has all the power because they crown the fittest on earth. but they want like a season and points and all this shit. And like, how the fuck does any of that benefit CrossFit?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like you want to leverage them. What are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Asymmetric ears. If Brent was honest, he would review his performance on Pedro's show and make the decision never to speak out loud again. I feel exactly the same. I don't think that's too harsh. I don't know about never again, but like, lab management. Yeah, those guys.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know why it took Angelo and Saxon to point it out to me. There's a full blown agenda, and the agenda has nothing to do with Lazar Jukic or safety. Like nothing. Zero.
Just seems like
Zero.
Opportune. Like
yeah, and I don't blame them. It's the I don't have an issue with that. It's the dishonesty. It's all the dishonesty. It's crazy. Sevon, that's just propaganda. What is propaganda?
Propaganda.
Information, especially of a biased or misleading nature. I don't think it's misleading. And listen, when I say it, all these people will be like, well, he's admitted he has a bias. Dude, I'm starting to realize I have the smallest bias ever. I have the least biased ever. I'm not dependent on CrossFit or this podcast or anything. I have the least. Do you know what my biggest obligation is? Is the morning crew, this 211 people who are here every morning. The only time I ever feel pressure is like, I'm like, okay, like sometimes I'll be like, hey, Sevi, you got to go to bed early because those people don't want to fucking deal with you being a shitbag or tired or lazy or not sharp. That's it. That's like the only pressure I feel at all regarding this podcast. You don't have a small bias. It's perfect.
Wow. That hurts. That cuts deep.
Oh God.
I don't like that, Graciano.
Um,
So what if I'm projecting my insecurities, okay?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Oh my God. Anyway, it's going to be fun because Facundo knows everyone and everything, right? And so there's no way he's going to be able to talk. There's no way he's going to be able to talk freely. Like it will be just this tidal wave of just fucking. You know what I mean? I mean, he knows so much.
Yeah.
He knows more than anyone who's been on the show, like in regards to this, what's going down.
You think so?
Dude, I mean, he was Lazar's coach. He's at Mayhem. Everyone trusts him. He's the benevolent gay guy. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, should I title that the benevolent gay guy?
The benevolent.
Yeah, having a bias doesn't mean you're wrong. I know, and that's the thing too. It's like, hey, the only reason why you're coming after me is I'm the only person who's saying anything. Like I'm like, look, there's a bucket of water. And so it's easy to talk about me. It's like the difference between Kamal and Trump. So much easier to come after Trump because he's actually saying stuff. He ain't telling you nothing. That's fine. It'll be fun. It'll be fun at least like trying to get it out of him.
Yeah, for sure.
God, I just have Jeff Birchfield with his big cock just right in my screen every time I look over.
You still have it up?
Yeah, of course.
That's one of those things that you look at it like this on your phone, you're like, fuck.
You don't want to get on. I didn't know he wasn't circumcised.
I don't want to stare that in the eyes.
God damn. I can imagine what that feels like. Hey, that vein he has on, it almost looks like his penis is on upside down. Because you know, like you have that tube that runs on the bottom of your penis that brings the shit to the tip. What's that? Vas deferens?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
A tube under penis. I'm just Googling that. Oh, Peroni. Oh, there's 3 types of penises. Many different types of penis shape and size fall within the definition of normal. In terms of penis type, the penis can be broadly classified by 3 characteristics: length, girth, degree of penis curvature, and circumcision status. Why is there a cut under the tip of my penis? What are the symptoms of penis STD? No, what is that? What is that tube under the penis called? Oh, vas deferens runs from the testicles. Yeah, that's the tube on the bottom. Vas that brings the loads into the vagina, sends the loads down the penis into the vagina.
No.
What do you mean no? Jeffrey's a biologist.
No, he said that's from the testicles. It's not on the actual shaft.
Yeah, no, but it's the tube that grabs the soldiers and brings them to the tip. The baby batter. Can I touch my vas deferens? That's one of the first questions. The vas deferens is a little tube. Mine's not little. I resent that. Runs from the top of each testicle.
Corpus callosum, I think.
Feels test. What is the function of the vas deferens? Contracts and pushes sperm along with fluid and seminal vesicles into the urethra. Oh, it's an ejaculatory duct. Yeah. Also referred to as the vas deferens or sperm duct. Oh, your pee doesn't travel down that. Your pee doesn't go down that. Just the sperm.
Yes.
This muscular, I like that. This muscular tube extends from the scrotum to the pelvic cavity. Oh, I guess you're right. Oh, that's that thing under there? I'm touching mine right now. It merges with the seminal vesicle. Oh, maybe it's the seminal vesicle and forming the ejaculatory duct. It's the seminal vesicle. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to see if during the podcast with Facundo, the seminal vesicle are a pair of glands. Oh, no, in the male reproductive system that produce fluids. What is that tube? You know which one I'm talking about, right? It's just that it's like a straw glued to the underside of your penis.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think it's
you have one of those too?
Yeah, I got one of those too. Oh, here you go. It's corpus spongiosum.
It's the urethra? That's the urethra? Does the pee go down that too? That's for pee and sperm? The soldiers and the pee?
Yes.
You don't have a small bias. You have something better. You have self-awareness and your biases, and you are transparent about them, and you're able to follow the evidence where it leads. Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, wow. That was literal. Okay. I did not read that literally.
Which part? This?
Yeah.
Oh, you thought it was like some sort of penis joke? Like you have a small bias?
I totally thought it was a dick joke.
You have a small penis. You don't have a small penis. You have something better. You have self-awareness of your penis, and you're transparent about it, and you're able to follow the evidence where it leads. Hey, you could just switch out bias for penis everywhere.
The evidence part at the end throws me off, but you could.
All right. So urethra. I just want to see a picture of the urethra real quick to make sure. Urethra.
The straw taped to the bottom of your penis is hilarious.
Images. I assume everyone does this, but I grab it from where it like hits my balls and like run my fingers of it just to get everything out of the straw.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like take this.
That way you don't pee your pants when you put your underwear back on.
Or just even after like you blow a load, like you know what I mean? Like I always just like I like to just like a tube of toothpaste, just like run like just like smush it all, whatever's
Oh
out.
yeah, you want to push it all out. I get you.
Yeah. Like toothpaste. Yeah, exactly. Like toothpaste. I think every guy
don't use toothpaste.
Yeah, tooth powder.
That's right.
Ever squeeze it to just see? No. No. Like you pull it up and like a spider comes out of the tip of your penis, like you run a spider out.
Yeah, you never know. Might be like dusty in there.
A mouse runs out.
A mouse.
Yeah, it's a big juicy pipe underneath. Yeah, fleshy pipe. I'm looking at pictures of urethra. It's weird because in the pictures they make it look like it's in the middle of the penis, but it's not.
This one I have is like more accurate, I guess.
Oh yeah, I see one. The corpus spongosum. Wow, you could have plaque built up in your penis? Yeah, I don't want any plaque in there. Accessory urethra. Yeah, that thing. Yes. Urethra, arterial. Yeah. Oh, so it made. Oh, that's crazy. What a great
artery.
What a great picture.
Looks like an ant's head.
Hey, and all that red stuff, those are just all the cells that get where all the blood is held to make that thing rigid?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, and your penis is covered in a sheath of fascia.
Fascia?
Fascia.
Fascia.
Yeah, I think my artery my penile artery's got to be bigger than that. I have abnormally large penile arteries.
I want to know who they named this after and why. Deep Buck's fascia. You think Buck had a massive hog or something and he just studied it all the time?
God, the penis is so simple.
Just fill it with blood.
Yeah, that's what Storm said too. It looks like a character from Bug's Life. All right. 10 a.m. Facundo, the man who knows everything in the athlete and agent world, will be on. So if you're freaking out, go ahead and text him and call him first. I saw this interview from the Democrat National Convention. I don't know where they find these men who go to this convention. It's crazy. But doesn't she look like a Simpsons character there? The shape of her mouth and her nose? That girl?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I don't know. Talk to anyone who lives in DC. It's hard to find a cute Democrat.
Oh my God! Shots fired.
No, that's the tea. Ask anyone who lives in DC and who works in Democratic politics. It's hard to find the cute ones.
The Republican guys are hotter.
Yeah, but they're evil. So I don't know. I don't know. Talk to anyone who lives in DC. It's hard to find a cute Democrat.
Oh my God! Shots fired.
No, that's the tea. Ask anyone who lives in DC and who works in Democratic politics. It's hard to find the cute ones.
Why would a man be attracted to a woman who thinks it's okay to kill babies? Just get your head around the biology of that. Not even if it's right or wrong.
Why would a man be attracted to a woman that talks like that?
That too.
Immediate turn off. Oh my God.
Why
Just
would you
can't
want
stand
to why would you want to date a guy who at some point during the day didn't try to run as fast as he could or lift something the heaviest thing he can or swim as far as he can? That's the whole cool thing about being a man. And the cool thing about being a woman is that you can make babies. So why would you want a woman that kills babies, that thinks it's okay to kill your baby? I mean, just biologically speaking, it just seems like it's I don't really want that one. I'm obsessed with babies and I love babies and they're fucking great and I can't wait to raise one and be healthy and offer a baby everything it can. And then you're like, okay, well, that sounds like someone I'd want to fuck. Because just in case I get her pregnant, she's going to take care of the offspring.
At least she wants it.
Yeah. It's just a trip. Sevi, do you have an iWatch or any type of smartwatch? I do. I have whatever the best and most fancy watch is. Like the big honker. I don't wear it. You know what? It sits on my kitchen counter, and anytime there's a function it has where you can find your phone with it. You know what I mean? Like you push a button, and then a screen will pop up, and it will have like a radar, and it'll tell you where your phone is. So I can walk, because I leave my phone in the backyard a lot, and so it'll show me where I left it. you know what I mean by that? It has like I should show you.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It has like a radar and it has this white line. And if you're walking in that direction, it tells you. And if you're not, and it tells you how many feet you are away from your phone.
Huh.
Sevi, did you manage to catch Noodles again on Glinton? He had a friend with him. You have to watch it. Is it a boy or a girl? I find my phone with my Apple Watch 5 times a day. Yeah, it's like that for me. No, it's not like Find My, though. It's not like the old kind of Find My where it like has a map and it shows you where your phone is. This one's actually like a circle pops up on my watch. I don't know. It's cool. You have to see it. I bet you most people haven't seen it. Come on, guys. I bet you most people haven't seen it. Oh, Apple Watch Ultra. Yeah, it's like that thing. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's huge. Like I got it and wore it for like an hour, and then I don't even think I got it. I think someone gave it to me, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't have a smartwatch. Well, I guess I do have a smartwatch, but I don't wear it. I wear regular old.
Like the best Garmin, and then just play with it for an hour. Yeah, and just play with it like for 2 days, and then just chuck it. I just want to know the technology.
It's okay. My wife has a Garmin Instinct that she likes. I have the Phoenix 5X, and it's like, okay, that was like 5-year-old technology, and it still is the same shit.
It'd be fun just to be able to look down at your watch. I like a watch that told me the tides, my elevation, how far I walk. I just can't wear a watch. I don't want to wear a watch. Yeah. Oh, you do have it. There it is. Yeah, it rings too. The phone rings, but usually I have it so far away from me that it won't even ring. I won't even hear the ring.
Yeah, I just wear a Seiko 5 Sport.
Oh, there's Jeff and his penis and his what did we say that thing is called? The urethra. Yeah. Can you look at the picture of Jeff Birchfield naked real quick? Doesn't the penis look like it's on upside down? Looks like the urethra is on top.
Oh yeah, it's got that like
ridge.
It looks like a spine.
Do you know what a puff adder is?
Snake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a really weird snake. I mean, for a bunch of reasons, but it's not round.
Yeah, it's got like a flat belly and then rounded on top.
Yeah. This girl that I used to date told me she used to also date one of my friends before me, told me that guy's dick was the shape of a puff adder. Like it was more flat than, like his dick was like a rectangle. like a puff adder. It's a fascinating snake. Puff adder. I don't think that's it.
I googled puff adder.
I know. Is that really it? I googled puff adder too. None of these look like puff adders. Oh, here's one. Yeah, that one on the left definitely looks like a puff adder. You see that it's shaped like that? How it's like flat on top and flat on the bottom. It's not like round, like a garter snake is round. Like that thing, like its back goes in like that, even like concave.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's kind of hard to tell in the picture.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one.
Oh, so it does have a head like that, like a fucking diamondback. Wow. The misunderstood puff adder. How about fuck you? I understand it perfectly.
How about absolutely not?
I saw this guy fucking slice a puff adder open once with a fucking stick. He had a long, it was in Africa. It was he was walking with we were driving down the road, dirt road, and it was dark. And then all of a sudden the driver stopped, and crossing the street was this huge fucking puff adder. And then a dude who just looked like he was like out of a Tarzan movie. You know what I mean? 6'5" black dude, weighed 120 pounds, wearing a fucking like dress, comes out with a fucking 12-foot long whipping stick and fucking whipped him and fucking just filleted the puff adder just right open, right in front of us.
Oh my God.
I know, it's crazy. And thank God. I mean, God, walking around Africa at night must be crazy. Puff Adder, I hardly know her. Oh, I like that. Tarzan was white. No, he wasn't. Jesus and Tarzan were both black. Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
Let me read this. The puff adder is a highly venomous viper species found in the savannas and grasslands from Morocco and Western Arabia throughout Africa, except for the Sahara and rainforest regions. The one I saw was in Kenya. It's responsible for causing the most snakebite fatalities in Africa, owing to various factors such as its wide distribution, frequent occurrence in highly populated regions, and aggressive disposition. There's something about it can be 39 inches long, very stout. Yeah, it's stout like a penis. It has a 16. Oh, it can have a 16-inch girth. Holy shit, dude. Oh my God, dude.
Fuck that. No thanks.
Yeah, it's 3 feet long with a fucking 16-inch girth.
That doesn't even make sense.
There's something about its venom that's I forget what it is, but most snakes only have one kind of venom, and this fucker has both. Sluggish species. Locomotion is reptile, reproduction captive venom. The species is responsible for more snakebite fatalities than any other African snake due to the combination of factors, blah, blah, blah. Their habit of basking by footpaths and sitting quietly when approached. Venom has a cytotoxic effect and is one of the most toxic of any vipers. Kills humans in 25 hours. I think it has God, why doesn't it say that? Oh shit, deaths occur in less than 15% of all untreated cases. That's not bad.
Yeah, so it's not really that dangerous.
Yeah.
You got a pretty good chance
Complications.
to live.
What?
You got a pretty good chance to live.
Yeah. Complications following blood volume deficit and disseminated intravascular coagulation, although some reports show the severe envenomations have 52% mortality rates. Most fatalities are associated with poor clinical management and neglect. All right. Don't get bit by one of those. Oh, Facundo's in an hour. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, I got to go. I only got to chill. Are you going to be around for that one?
I'm not sure. I got
All right.
some errands I need to run still.
All right. I don't know is that. Who's Aaron?
Wouldn't you like to know?
All right. Talk to you guys soon. 52 minutes. Facundo, come with all the hard questions. He's a good dude. Every time he's been on the show, it's been great. Oh, bye-bye, Jonathan and Emily. Wow. The reign of terror is over. Holy shit. I'll tell you this story just really quick. Basically, when Greg sold the company, I was running, obviously I was an executive at CrossFit. I was running the media team. I'm the most successful chief marketing officer who's ever lived on fucking planet Earth. I'll put my credentials up against anyone. And they bought the fucking company, and there was this intern who worked there named Emily, and then she worked for this guy, Jonathan Haynes, and he worked for this guy, Leaf, and this guy, Leaf, worked for me. And as soon as he bought the company, we would go to meetings, and there was a guy there named Andrew Weinstein who was running the meetings, and he was head of PR. We'd never had a head of PR at CrossFit, and he was head of PR. And we would have these meetings, and then I would be in these meetings with all these people that like I normally wouldn't be in meetings with, because you stay in meetings with people who are like in your chain of commands for just really successful communication. Like, and you don't want everyone to be getting just all the information, and it just causes a chaos. So, I'm in these meetings, and at first I just think it's just normal. Like, and I keep contacting this guy Andrew Weinstein. I'm like, hey, let me know if you need any help. I realize that my position or title might be changing. Sounds like you're going to be running the media department. He's like, okay, I'll let you know if I know anything. But we would have these meetings, and when they would call on people to talk, they would call on this guy Jonathan Haynes, and it was so fucking weird because like he didn't have any leadership role at CrossFit when I was there. He just helped run CrossFit Games social media. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then, and there was never any organization or anything to the meetings. They were just bullshit. We weren't doing anything productive. This went on for like 3 months. And then one day they just fired me. And while I was there, in all truthfulness, like I was probably the only one. I was the only one there making content. Like I went from being an executive there, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just start producing content again since no one's telling us what to do and there's nothing to do. So I just made myself valuable and started making content every single day. And then they fired me, and the next thing I knew, this guy Jonathan Haynes and his intern Emily were promoted to being head of the media department at CrossFit. So just imagine that. That's why it was so crazy to me. Think of that. So for the last basically 4 years until Jenna came in, these guys, just an intern and someone else, have been running media for fucking CrossFit Inc. And like, if you ask anyone in the ecosystem, you could even ask Brent. You could ask O'Keefe. Anyone in the ecosystem. You could ask Bill at Rogue. What was it like working with Emily and Haynes? And they'll be like, dude, holy fuck. It's horrible. And it was a reign of terror there. It was crazy. Basically what they would do is they would get people, oh God, I don't even know if I should say this stuff. But anyway, someone just texted me and said that they're gone. They got fired from the company. So at the CrossFit Games this year, I knew it was going to happen too. So when Floyd 19 went down, all the woke people poked their heads up, right? Like Pat Sherwood was classic. He de-affiliated and talked shit about CrossFit, but kept his job there, making $200,000 a year. Talk about the moral high ground.
Crazy.
And all the woke people just turn, because what the woke people does, the characteristic of being woke is you don't have your own thoughts, morals, values. You don't have any fucking critical thinking skills. You're just trying to figure out either act based on how you feel emotionally, or if what other people want you to do. You're trying to figure out the popular opinion, which team is going to win, which team is going to win. Right. So there was all this pressure from social media, kind of like the games athletes. They offer no value to the ecosystem, but they have tremendous influence. That's what's so impressive about James Sprague. He's using his influence smartly. Some of these idiots are just not using their influence smartly at all. They're only using it to sell like buckets of protein powder. It's like, really? That's how you're using your influence? I mean, use a little bit of that to make some cash, but Jesus Christ, what value is that? But it's because they don't know themselves and they have no morals, no values. And I didn't have morals and values for a long time. I get it. But someone in their camp should help them out. But anyway, because you don't know what you don't know. In their defense, like I didn't know that I didn't have morals or values. I didn't even know what morals and values were. Where was I?
Morals and values.
Right before that, before I got off on that tangent. Replay the tape.
Adding value to the community versus not doing anything.
I forget. What's the discount code for the exerciser? Thank you. CrossFit 20. James Sprague hasn't stopped coming since Wednesday night. Why? Did he get married?
Yeah, I just had his wedding.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Timeline of events from firing. Yeah, well, anyway, so I guess I just pick up from anywhere. But so thank you, Judy. The Asian people are good. They have good brains.
They remember a lot.
Yeah, they remember stuff.
Good head on our shoulders.
Yes. So basically it's just been 4 years of this fucking. This is what I was. So this year at the CrossFit Games, when Lazar died, there was a coup. The same fucking people. So the media department there,
poking their heads
on some level, they were turning their shirts inside out. They were putting stickers over the CrossFit name. because they didn't feel like the memorial, which by the way, we found out we didn't feel like the memorial was long enough. Well, how about the fact that fucking ESPN is waiting for the whole entire world that subscribes to ESPN? There's a fucking timeline on it. How about the fact the integrity of the fucking event? How about the fact that I just saw a podcast that Brian Friend did that he fucking said that Luka knew of the memorial, that they ran the memorial by Luka before they did it. They got it approved by him. I just watched that podcast last night with him and Patrick. I watched it at 1.75 speed. I watched Noah's thing at 2 speed. I watched Noah's at 2 speed. It was crazy. And I had no issues hearing it all. Do you know what I mean? That's how.
Yeah, because he had 3-second pauses between every word.
That's how slow the information was coming out. So basically, and I knew it. I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. Because I had told Dawn before, I'd given Dawn, I'm like, hey, these are shitbags in your company. You better watch out. Do you know how much I was fucking vindicated when they fucking turned on Dawn at the first fucking opportunity that they had? And that, I'm guessing that's why they got fired. Fucking just insubordination at the fucking games. At the fucking pinnacle of fucking chaos, instead of adding value, these people add more chaos. And that's what it was like what Sherwood did. It's at the fucking pinnacle of fucking chaos. Instead of just being quiet or just chilling for a second, you add more fucking chaos. You know what it is? It's like if someone fucking enters the house and you're in bed with your wife and your wife screams. You're like, yo, bitch, not now. Like you get the knife and I'll get the gun, or you get a gun and I get a gun. Like, pull your shit together. Chaos is about to ensue.
It's like when I almost fell off the roof of my house and my mom just started screaming. I'm like, I'm falling off the fucking roof of the house. Get me a ladder, dude.
That recently?
Well, yeah, it was recent. In the past 6 months.
God, knock on wood. I'm so good at staying calm in crazy situations. Are you good at staying calm?
Yeah, dude. If I wasn't, I wouldn't have the jobs that I've had.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Fucking chill, man. Like, I've seen people fucking crying during events because somebody got injured, or like there was something happened and they were like, "Oh my god!" And they're like medical professionals. And you're like,
as opposed to you being somewhere and someone's arm gets blown off, and you have to do the exact opposite of fucking panic. You have to just you have to be calm and be soothing, right?
Right. You're like, "Oh, cool. Let's go get a tourniquet."
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got you.
We'll get you back. Everything's fine. So stupid.
Man, oh man. I can't fucking believe they fucking... God, I really want to talk to Don. I wonder if Don would talk to me about that. I wonder if he'd be like, dude, you were right. Sorry.
You think he'd say that?
Do you know, for those of you who don't know, like, Ricky Garrard can run a sub 5-minute mile. And so can Jeff Adler. I could get in a motorhome right now and drive across the country and produce content every single day for CrossFit just by myself. I could just drive gym to gym to gym. One gym I could go in and ask them, what's the trick to keeping your bathroom clean? What's your favorite products? Another gym I can film, or in the same gym I could film, who's your oldest guy here, and do a piece on him really quick. I could be like, another gym I could be, who's your youngest athlete, do a little fucking piece on them. I could be like, hey, what's the best squat therapy you have? Do a little piece on him. And I could make 2 videos every single day for CrossFit and put them up and charge them. I mean, it would be stupid to have me do it. I charge too much, but like, you could do it for half the price of whatever you paid those two.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know what's going on.
Can't wait.
I almost touched my penis with my tongue. Do you have a long tongue? O'Hearn still has CrossFit in her IG bio. Oh, maybe it's a rumor. Do it for the Sevon Network. I know. I've actually thought about it, but like I would have to like it would cut into my time with my kids. Right now, I hear my kids playing the piano, and I'm like, I need to go in there and watch. I want to go in there and hear that. Anyway. Yeah, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't even have to get in a motorhome. I could probably just cruise around the gyms in Santa Cruz and just fucking completely flood CrossFit with content.
Yeah, there are definitely enough affiliates around you that you'd be easier
I mean,
to do that.
it would be a lot of work, but I could still like I just have to ignore my family. I could still work out a couple hours a day and then just film and edit for like 12 hours a day.
Just
I mean, I used to do
disregard
that.
all the responsibilities.
Bernie Gannon, you already put out CrossFit content daily. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But you know what I mean. Yeah, I know. Thank you. But like I would just like I would just hire that Brett dude, the guy who's been making the affiliate videos. And I would just give him like 200 grand and like a $200,000 budget and just be like, dude, I need a video every day. I don't give a fuck. It can be like, I don't care. Just show me like someone doing like 20 pistols. And he could do it.
Yeah, deep light work.
Oh, you have 40 minutes. Okay, I need to send him a link. All right. Caleb has to go do Aaron. Tell her I said hi. All right.